More headlines for Standard & Poor's. The president of S&P is stepping down. This is just 2 weeks after the rating agency downgraded the U.S. The parent company says the resignation of Devon Sharma was not related to the U.S. debt rating. Time to let the Willis watchdogs out on that. Neal Asbury is a radio talk show host in Miami, and Masha Saidi is an attorney. Masha, I'm going to start with you because last week we hear that the Department of Justice is probing into S&P's investigation and role in the financial crisis. A week later, the CEO walks out. Coincidence?
I don't think so. I mean, if you just look, during his time, Sharma, as president of S&P, it's been the most controversial period in the entire history of the firm. Not only do you have the downgrade, but as you mentioned, you have the Justice Department investigation, you have a growing criticism from the media, you have a lot of tension with Washington, and he is the public face of the firm. So it seems to me the timing of the announcement with all this in the background, it seems like he's kind of being shown the door and it's not really a voluntary decision.
But Neal, you can change the face, but you still got all that history. I mean, is it really going to make a difference who you put in charge?
Well, the thing that really bothers me is what happened in 2008. I mean, these guys were really asleep at the wheel. Millions of Americans today don't have jobs because they didn't do their job in recognizing this mortgage meltdown. So if heads are going to roll, I mean, that's a perfect reason for heads to roll. But I don't know if this passes the smell test coming 2 weeks after the downgrade and having this federal investigation. I mean, after all, S&P did put the federal government on notice if they didn't come up with $4 trillion in cuts that this was going to happen. And Moody's has also put us on notice with this negative rating saying, hey, look, we're looking to do this as well. So maybe, hopefully this is a wake-up call for the U.S. government to get its house in order on the deficit. But at the same time, hey, look, I'm not shedding any tears for these guys for what happened in 2008.
No one is, that's for sure. All right, well, the White House is announcing plans to end or cut back hundreds of government regulations. Now, the Obama administration, of course, says it will save businesses $10 billion over the next 5 years. Neal, I mean, the things we're talking about, it's not like we're getting rid of Dodd-Frank here. We're talking about hospitals skipping around the federal paperwork.
Oh, come on, $10 billion. Talk to me about $1 trillion of regulation. I mean, everything that Obama does is so timid and childlike, and this is just another example. All the entrepreneurs that I speak to, they will tell you the #1 concern is regulation, and right up there is taxes. Regulation and taxes. Come on, Mr. President. Please do something about this if we want to create jobs.
And you know, Masha, when I saw the headline this morning, I was like, this is going to send the market flying. And then when you read through it, you realize it's kind of a big joke.
It's kind of, you know, any amount of cut from this administration, reduction of regulations, that's welcomed. But the fact is, Americans, it costs us $1.75 trillion each year. The total cost of regulations, that's twice as much as we're paying for our individual income taxes. So it really is a hidden tax on the economy. It's a big drain. Everyone knows that it has a disproportionate, bigger impact on small businesses. Those are the job creators. So like he was saying, I mean, it's small changes, but they're not tackling the big new rules that they're turning out every day.
Maybe every little bit helps, I guess. I don't know, especially when you're a small business. All right, look, it's a sad fact. Dictionaries have to retire old words to make room for new ones. Oxford English Dictionary is under fire for cutting cassette tape. So they can include words like sexting and woot. I said that right? I don't know. Look, Masha, if my children need to know what a cassette tape is. And I was not kidding that I have Come On Eileen on one.
Look, okay, so obviously they have to add sexting. It's always in the news. It's very important. It's a word that you always hear. So I have no issues with them adding sexting. But why they had to get rid of cassette tapes, I don't know. Like you, I have it from the 90s, and everything old, it comes back into fashion again. And when it comes back, we're not going to know what to call it. The new generation, they will not know what it is.
Neal, my cassette tapes are from the 70s. But that being said, should we take out cassette tape?
Absolutely not. Hey, look, my mid-70s Corvette has a cassette player in it. What am I supposed to do, grind off the word cassette now? I mean, I was listening to Led Zeppelin 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're listening to the Dixie Runners.
I know.
I mean, come on. This is crazy.
I'm bringing my Yaz cassette in for our producers tomorrow. Neal and Masha.
Cassettes forever. Cassettes forever.
Thank you very, very much. Although the tape does get all, like, you know, knotted. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.